Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Crimes, Killers, Cults,
And goons. Beer. Sorry.
and Goons. Goons and Beer. Uh, oh, wait, right off the bat.
Plugging that shit right now.
Yeah. I'm Bill, and this is CKCB's official interim co-host, Kevin Carlton.
Heyo.
Host of the amazing podcast History Goon, available wherever you get your podcasts, and you should definitely check it out because it's probably one of the best, if not the best, history podcast available on the interwebs.
Okay, hold on here. Listen, it's not even my favorite history podcast. Like,
well, I don't listen
it's
to my.
good, but it's.
I don't listen to my episodes anymore after I edit them. I just put them out there and I'm done with them because.
Oh no, I still listen to mine just because I'm like, got to get them downloads, you know.
That's true. Maybe I should start doing that again.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
On every single platform. Rocco's podcast or whatever.
Like every once in a while, like I'll throw it on YouTube just to get another view on there every once in a while.
I used to do that. So anyway, what's going on, bro?
Oh, been a lot of moving parts this past week. I had some dental work done.
Ooh.
So I had to get crowns done on my front two teeth because I had a cavity in the back of one. Actually, there was a cavity in the back of both of them. They only fixed one initially. Then the other one got so bad that they couldn't fix it. So they had to fuck my teeth all up. And then I got crowns there. And then the next day I had my divorce mediation. So
lovely. How
it's
fun.
it actually went really well. But yeah, it's just been a long week.
Yeah, I've had a long week too, work-wise, but
Yeah.
But man, and speaking of that, I had a long ass day today, as you know, because this is the latest I've ever recorded a podcast. We're doing it at 12:30 a.m.
I'm only missing mine by about a half an hour, but that was because I had technical issues on an episode where I recorded for 2.5 hours, went to start editing, only to find out that for whatever reason the video picked up, but the audio wasn't there.
Oh, that sucks.
And after getting very creative with my cursing, I just went whatever and re-recorded it at like 1:15, and then went to work the next day.
Anyway, as Lieutenant Commander Data would say, we are burning the midnight petroleum.
Yeah, that we are.
And that just popped into my head. Oh. Anyway, tonight we're doing, this morning, we're doing the two-part...
whatever time.
We're doing part 2, the conclusion of the series on Rodney Alcala.
Yeah.
At the end of part 1, he had just killed several people in New York City, and he'd hightailed it back to L.A., all because, once again, the Pinky Promise Release Program failed.
Love it. Love it.
They had him, but his idiot probation officer let him go see his brother in Virginia under the Pinky Promise Release Program with the promise that he would come back. And he didn't.
He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Of course he will.
He didn't even go see his brother. He just went to New York City, killed a few people, and then came back to L.A.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of scumbag we're dealing with here, unfortunately.
Yeah. Back in L.A., December 16th, 1977, in Malibu, Alcala found his next victim, 27-year-old Georgia Wickstead. She was a nurse. She had recently moved to Malibu for a fresh break on her own, and she had a routine. She would pick up a friend, and the two of them would go into work. But this time, she never showed up. LAPD did a welfare check, and there was evidence of forced entry into her apartment.
Dun, dun, dun. I like mine better.
I don't know which one the audience likes better.
I don't know. I'm punchy. I'm tired.
So, the screen had been taken out of the window, and a box had been put under it next to a wall to make it easier to get in and out of. And the apartment was trashed, and her bed was soaked with blood, and there was blood spatter all over the walls and even on the ceiling.
Great.
Yeah, Dexter would have caught him off of this one.
Yep.
But she was completely nude, and she had bruises and cuts all over her body. She had been brutally beaten and raped, and also strangled, and there were multiple bite marks on her. We found out in part one that he was
he's a biter.
A biter. But you were right about something that I said I wasn't sure, that I didn't think was the case. You were right, but put a knife in that. We'll get to that later.
Okay. I think I know what it is.
Yeah. Now, it had just been so long since I had looked at these notes. I wrote them in September.
Oh shit! Yeah. That's been a minute then.
Yeah. But her body had been posed on the floor. Her arms were stretched out and her legs were spread open, facing the door. Alcala posed more than one victim. That he had been quiet for over 6 months that we know of. But on June 24th, 1978, in El Segundo, California, Charlotte Lamb from Malibu was a 31-year-old secretary. She wanted to go out on the town on the night of June 24th and do a little partying with friends. But they were all busy, unfortunately.
Doing California things, no doubt.
Doing California things.
California? No, I'm not going to do that.
They wanted to do some Californication.
No, I was going to do a California Dreamin' thing, but I'm like, I'm not going to do it.
No.
I'm not going to do it.
I don't like that song.
I don't either.
I don't like Californication either. I don't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
This is why we're friends, Bill. This is why we're friends. That's one of the few bands that I'm like, without question, I do not like them, and I get a lot of crap for it. Like them, Pink Floyd, and U2. I'm like, I could give a shit about any of them.
I like Pink Floyd a lot, but I'm not gonna trash anybody that doesn't like Pink Floyd. They're not for everybody.
Right.
And Red Hot Chili Peppers the same way. I just never got it. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the musicians are talented. You know, it's just the music doesn't really do anything for me, and there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But I'm not saying they suck, because they don't. But I just don't like them. So,
it's like the Beatles. Ugh. Like whatever.
I could take them or leave them.
Yep, pretty much.
I respect them for what they did. But...
Except for that time they killed Paul McCartney and replaced him, but...
Oh, boy. Her car was found in the parking lot in an apartment parking lot in El Segundo. Her body was found in a laundry room of the apartment complex. She was nude, and her arms were tucked behind her back, and her breasts were facing upward. This body was another one that he posed.
Just like right out in the open.
Yeah.
Okay, because usually when you think like finding a body in the laundry room, it's like in a basket, like under a bunch of clothes or something. Just right out in the open is wild.
Yeah, so he's getting bold. He's escalating again, as if he'd, stop escalating. But
good thing he's out on probation.
Oh yeah, yeah. He Nothing. I got nothing.
Oh, I hate this guy. I think I said it last time, but I don't like him. Not a fan.
I don't either. But he, the posing was for photography. Serial killer Harvey Glattman, which we covered, I think it was like really early on, right after the 2 BTK episodes that are no longer available for human consumptions.
That's weird.
No, I took them down because they sucked.
Okay.
After I did the reboot with Paul, the initial 2 BTK episodes, they had to go. I took them down. But Harvey Glattman was BTK's original idol, and he did photography for the same reason. Glattman was the first known serial killer to take pictures of his victims in distress. BTK did it too, and obviously Alcala did it, and others have done it too, but Glattman was the first. Todd and I covered that one, and Glattman. It was kind of a boring episode, but we had to do it right after we had done BTK.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, but BTK used a Polaroid for his photos, but not all posers, pun intended, do it for a shock. All right. Not all posers, pun intended, do it for pictures. The Gainesville Ripper, Danny Rolling, did it for shock value. Episode 70, by the way. But Charlotte Lamb had also had earrings ripped from her ears as well, but put a knife in that.
Clink.
Maybe. I don't know. I might be getting ahead of myself.
Take the knife back out then.
I don't have a sound effect for that.
Oh.
The crazy thing here is that Alcala met up with Charlotte and attacked her in her car, drove her to this random apartment building, and did this. Everybody who lived in that apartment building was interviewed, and not one resident knew her. So this was...
Well, she doesn't live there, yeah. I mean,
right. This is fearless and brazen, and because of this, Alcala thought that he was bulletproof, even more so than he thought that he was before.
Yeah.
June 5th, 1978, Ellen Hover's body was found. She had been missing for 11 months from when, Alcala was back in New York City. So a quick recap. 1977 wasn't a good time to be in New York City. They had the whole David Berkowitz thing, turning around doing his neighbor's dog's bidding. You had the blackout. Not to mention all the everyday crime that happened there.
Yeah,
it was
my favorite part of true crime would be a huge part of that with like the organized crime with the mafia.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, they were just running roughshod through New York City.
Mm-hmm. We covered
actually a crew that I plan on covering at some point in time. The Westies were doing some wild shit in the 70s back in New York City.
We covered Gotti and Sammy Gravano.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave my opinions on that man alone because he's still alive.
I know he is. He has his own podcast too.
Exactly.
But no, it was funny because when we told the Gotti story, we had done Gravano the week before. So at the beginning of that episode, I'm going to be like, all right, these two episodes are going to overlap. For the sake of this episode, pretend the previous one doesn't exist.
I'm sure John Gotti, if he was still alive, would pretend the Sammy Gravano doesn't exist too.
But that one was cool because we had this retired New York City police detective on with us. He was
nice.
What the hell was his name? ADD Brick.
Yes.
Vic Ferrari. He's the author, and he's got several books out telling about all the crazy shit that happened when he was on the force.
And man, with a name like Vic Ferrari, you are either a cop or a used car salesman. There is no in between. That is it.
But they were really, that was a really good episode. I loved having him on. I would like to have him on again at some point. But next time I cover a mafia guy,
Chrysler Dodge.
Vic Ferrari, Chrysler Dodge.
You can fit so many bodies in the trunk of this thing, it's not even funny.
No, he's cool as shit. So next time I do a New York Mafia guy, I'm going to bring Vic on again. But
shit, I like I said, I've got a Westies episode I'm working on in the background. So
you want me to book him?
I'm sure he'd be familiar.
Want me to book him? We could have you on for that episode too.
Yeah.
All right. I'll see if I can make it happen. I haven't talked to him in a couple years.
I've got to figure out the timing because I have basically half of it done. I have to go back and do the other guy because there's two that have to be covered together.
Well, you'll get his commentary, his what he contributed to the John Gotti episode was priceless. I mean, so anyway, hashtag.
I'm sure he's familiar with those guys.
Probably. Obviously. There, like we said in part one, there was at least one more serial killer doing horrible things there in New York City, and he seemed to be getting away with it. Ellen Hover, as we mentioned in part one, was well connected with ties to the Rat Pack. She had vanished and hadn't been found, so the police were treating this very seriously, But she was an adult, and they had a serial killer to catch.
Yep.
But Rodney was going by John Berger
Again.
And he wasn't finished. Because remember the wellness check of Ellen Hover. She wasn't at her apartment, but she had written his name on a calendar. He was questioned, but the police department said that he was questioned, but told the police department that he had just brought her back home after the photography shoot. So that was literally all they could do because they didn't have anything else on him other than his name on a calendar. And yeah, he's a photographer. He's got, a nice, good camera, and he's probably got some G-rated portfolios that he carried with him.
Right. No, yeah, he saves the other stuff for personal consumption.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody had tipped off the police that Alcala liked to watch the sunsets from the cliffs in Westchester, New York. And that's where Hover's remains were recovered and confirmed by dental records. So she had been found at this point. There was no evident cause of death because it was, they knew it was a murder because you don't burn yourself in an accident or a suicide. And you don't wrap yourselves up in a quilt and tape it down and wrap a belt around your neck, then lock yourself in the trunk of a police car either. I don't care what the Dallas Police Department says, episode 66.
Unless you know something about the Clintons. Then you can shoot yourself in the head twice with a shotgun while you're tied to a tree. And be like, this is a pretty clear suicide to me.
History Goon podcast.
Yeah, hey,
check it out.
I'll take it. I'll take it. They've got enough on their plate right now so they can't really deal with me. They've they've got a friend that they have to testify against in front of Congress.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
But Hover's body was completely skeletal, and there were no forensic clues of any kind left. So that's why the case had gone cold. Relatives later said that she had told them about John Berger. He had actually been pursuing Hover, and she finally agreed to go on a date with him. So this wasn't a photography session. This was a date.
Even better.
But September 1978, Rodney Alcala entered the popular TV game show The Dating Game. And he was selected as a contestant, and apparently game shows as well as campgrounds and colleges didn't have that strict of a vetting process back then either. So he was literally in the middle of his murder run when this happened. And the Bachelorette, Cheryl Bradshaw, actually picked him over the other two bachelors.
And that's the crazy thing is, they tried to pick, attractive women and handsome men for this. And if you didn't know who this guy was, you could look at him and go, he's like a 4, right? If we want to really dig into it, he's got great hair. He absolutely. But so did Richard Ramirez.
Right.
And that man was a fucking goblin.
Well, we're going to talk about that. But you can find footage of the actual game show online, but obviously because I don't want to get posse'd by YouTube for putting the actual footage up there, I, along with my lovely and gorgeous girlfriend Skye, have put together a reenactment of some of the footage. Now, there's a disclaimer here. We've edited it to suit the episode, but we did use actual quotes. So I'm going to roll it right now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Dating Game. I'm your host, Jim Lang, and let's introduce you to Bachelor number 1, Rodney Alcala. He's an aspiring photographer whose father found him in the darkroom at age 13, fully developed. Now, let's meet our bachelorette, Cheryl Bradshaw. Rodney, meet Cheryl.
We're gonna have a great time together, Cheryl.
Bachelor number 1.
Yes? What is your best time?
The best time is at night. Nighttime.
What do you mean by that?
Because that's the only time there is.
The only time? What's wrong with morning and afternoon?
Well, they're okay, but nighttime was when it really gets good.
Bachelor number 1, I am serving you for dinner.
Oh,
What are you called, and what do you look like?
I'm called the banana, and I look really good.
Can you be a little more descriptive?
Peel me.
Later, Bachelor number 1. Bachelor number 1. I'm a drama teacher. I'm going to audition each of you for my private class. Bachelor number 1, you're a dirty old man. Take it.
Come on over here.
Oh, honey, we gotta go out and boogie.
And what a great job of Skye's debut on a podcast. Other than when I talked about her on episode 37. She's heard that episode. But
And you did that the right way because, like you said, you put your stuff up on YouTube, and they will send someone out to like break your legs for doing stuff like that.
yeah, I'm still waiting for them to copyright strike me on my own music.
I got hit with it wasn't a copyright strike, but I had one of my episodes pulled and blocked by a $1 billion company over a 14
the
second
WWE
video clip.
You explained that in part 1.
Did I? Okay, fuck,
Yes.
I can't remember.
So
I can't remember what I had for lunch yesterday.
but he really isn't the best at talking himself up, is he? I mean, like all he could do was to describe himself, and everything else was the time that he and Cheryl were going to have is the nighttime, the banana, which it was all really good.
The banana's weird.
Really good. Really good. He said that like 3 or 4 times. But Cheryl picked Alcala, although she did back out on a date saying that she didn't feel good about him. She also said that he creeped her out, and that more than likely saved her life.
Really?
But-
You mean the guy with the fucking 1,000-yard stare that's got blood in his teeth creeped you out? Weird.
Well, there's also a movie. Now, when I released part 1 of this, I got, I'm friends with quite a few podcasters, and several of them messaged me asking me, "Have you seen the movie Woman of the Hour?" I knew about the movie, but I hadn't. And what it is it's a movie that gives you a little brief about Rodney Alcala, and then it introduces you to Cheryl, and then it's basically the build up to the game show appearance, followed by Rodney Alcala's capture. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the movie at all. To talk about how good it was and everything, they took so much creative license on that they tried to put this part in about this where Rodney had killed this girl's friend at a beach party somewhere, and the friend had actually seen Rodney do it, just happened to be in the audience at the dating game and recognized him.
Oh,
and she's all freaking out and everything, but the really the blatantly obvious part about it was they made Cheryl out to be like this firecracker that played by her own set of rules, came up with her own questions, just started asking the contestants about philosophy and stuff like that, and just making the first 2 look like complete morons, and Rodney Alcala was sitting there, boom, 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 following right along with her. And now, don't get me wrong, I wish that's how it happened, because
Right.
it was cool. It was very entertaining to watch, and I think that that the actress that played Cheryl, her name's escaping me right now, but she she did a really good job in what they did for it. And then and then it just wrapped it up with Alcala's capture, which obviously we're going to get to later in this episode. But it's just I don't see what that would be like taking footage from, I don't know, 9/11 and changing and just changing things around in it, so it was based on actual events, but you have the actual events right there. That's what they did with this. If everybody, I guarantee you, the majority of the people that have watched that movie had seen the original footage. The original footage is out there.
Yeah, it's not hard to find.
Right.
I mean,
so anybody that watched that had to be like, that's not what happened. Not even close. Like I said,
it almost seems like what they did with the Dahmer thing on Netflix, where they took.
It wasn't that bad.
Okay, so like where they took that female character who was based on his neighbor that had no fucking clue what was
I only
going
watched
on.
the first 2 episodes and I said,
Oh my
fuck
God.
this.
And she's like, all of a sudden she's a detective, and like you're like, no.
Oh wait,
she had
Dahmer.
no
Dahmer.
idea.
Dahmer.
Yeah, so
I thought you were talking about Ed Gein.
Oh no,
yeah.
Between what you told me and what a couple other people told me, I didn't even bother.
Yeah, I only watched the first 2 episodes of the Ed Gein.
I wanted to see Charlie Hunnam as Ed Gein because I think like he somehow kind of pulled the look off.
He pulled the look off,
like,
but he didn't talk like that. I mean, there's actual footage of how he talked. He talked just like everybody else on, from that time did, with that weird voice like that, and he also maybe a little bit of a Canadian twinge to it.
Well, he's from Wisconsin. I mean,
right? It's close enough.
And what did they do? Like kind of like sling bladed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Anyway, #But goes. Yeah, that movie. Yep. I don't get it. I don't understand what people were all into that movie. And I watched it with my lovely girlfriend Skye, and she didn't like it either. When I told her at the end, I was like, I didn't really like that. She's like, thank God. She's like, she's like, I didn't like it either, and so
it kind of, I haven't seen it, full disclosure, but it kind of feels like how, like with that Bundy one they did, where they're like, oh well, this is him and his girlfriend, and like try to make you feel kind of bad for him. You're like, no, I don't like that.
But like I said,
no for me.
I wish that the game show footage had happened the way that they did it in that movie. Because it was, like I said, it was really fun to watch. But anyway. Anyway, I'm glad Cheryl, listened to her gut and, told that guy to fuck off.
Yeah.
But
dodged I'm not going to say bullet, but strangulation.
Yeah.
Dodged a blunt object.
Mm-hmm. So February 13th, 1979, Alcala picked up 15-year-old Monique Hoyt, who was hitchhiking. He drove her 70 miles outside of L.A. to a wooded area. He, of course, had his SLR camera with him and asked her to pose for photos. And she agreed, and as she was approaching a tree for another shot, he picked up a large rock and bashed her over the head.
Jesus Christ.
Now, this scene is depicted toward the end of that movie. And they did a decent job portraying that. But so this wasn't even his final murder. He did get arrested. Let me just keep telling this part, but and then I'll elaborate some more. But the rock obviously knocked her out, and when she woke up, her hands and feet were tied up, and he then raped her and beat her and strangled her. And she fell unconscious again, but when she woke up, he had tied her up again and was about to brutalize her again, but then she just started talking to him. She began apologizing to him, saying that she was sorry for putting him in that position and that it was her fault. Alcala talked to her too. And, Monique was obviously in survival mode, but all of a sudden, Alcala broke down crying.
Okay.
Well, this did happen, and they did a pretty good job portraying it in the movie. But
right.
she asked if she could go clean herself up, so they started driving off, and she asked him to stop at a gas station to use the restroom. Alcala was still in a broken down state, and he agreed, and Monique ran. When Alcala went into the bathroom, Monique took off and called the police. But this wasn't his last murder.
Right. The part that I'm confused about is, do you think the whole telling him it was her fault that she put him in that situation?
It was survival mode.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I'm like, that's little weird.
Yeah,
know?
but still, if she had called him a creep and all that stuff, then he would have snapped right back into it. So
True.
he's and this is just my opinion. I'm not a psychologist and I don't play one on TV, but what I think happened is, if she was just feeding his ego, telling him what he wanted to hear, and he's not used to that. He's used to women, like screaming and all that stuff, but she was brave. She didn't do she didn't do the typical thing. She made him believe that she was sympathizing with him. And
okay, that makes sense.
And so yeah, that saved her life. But Alcala was coming off, he was crashing, like coming off of a major high, and she basically disarmed him. This wasn't the witty and charming bachelor number one, I guess, but I guess if you're a monster like that, eventually your demons are going to come for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was the one part in there that they got right. But Alcala was arrested and he was charged with kidnapping and sexual assault. But that's where the movie ends. And then it says, then it just gives you like a summary in text across the screen.
So in the movie they portray this as the last murder.
No, the
last attempted murder.
No, they said, in text across the screen, Rodney Alcala would go on to kill however many more women, blah blah blah. It's like they didn't even do it. They didn't even finish the story or anything like that.
It's like they wrote 3/4 of the script and went, rest of it's fine.
Yeah.
Just throw a freeze frame up there,
Yeah, but it was just. I don't know what they were thinking, and I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why people were so gung ho about that movie. But he was
that seems like a piss poor ending to me.
Yeah, he was given a $10,000 bail, and guess who paid to get him out?
His brother.
His mama.
Aw, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, because remember in part 1 I said that his mama was an enabler.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But
Great.
She bailed him out because no mother ever had a bad kid, ever. Ever.
No.
It never happens. No mother has ever had a bad kid, ever. Adolf Hitler's mom did not have a bad son.
Right. Joseph Stalin's mother doesn't regret him being born.
Right.
I can think of about 60 million other people that do. His mom's probably not one of them.
Oh, man. And we're talking tongue-in-cheek here, folks. I just got to clear that up. We don't want people saying, oh, my God, how could you say that Adolf Hitler's mother didn't, whatever. But we're just making...
Oh, my God. How crazy would that be to be canceled for saying that Hitler was a bad person?
Yeah, right.
I can't believe these guys said Hitler and Stalin were bad people. Get rid of them.
Oh, but their mother, didn't think that he was bad, or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. No, the point is in these stories, there's in a lot of these cases, not like a majority of them, but in a good chunk of them, there's always an enabling parent. If there's not a parent that is the root cause, there's an enabler.
Yeah. Yep. That tracks.
Yeah. Like Henry Lee Lucas's mom, the cause. But
Israel Key's mom, didn't help.
Part of the cause.
Yes.
Rodney Alcala's mom, enabler.
Yep.
4 months after he abducted and raped Monique, he was released on bond. June 17th.
4 months.
4 months. So.
Like 120 days, 4 months.
Yeah. So he had only been charged with kidnapping and sexual assault of a teenager. Well,
yeah, no big deal. We'll let it slide.
He wasn't charged with attempted murder. So. Oh, but his record, I mean, he's still a nice guy. I mean, look, he didn't kill her.
And people complain about how the judicial system works now.
Right.
Like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is. So Alcala, June 14th, 1979, Alcala was at a bar where he met 21-year-old Jill Parento. And she was out with a friend of hers. But Alcala fixated on Jill and wanted her bad. And he decided that he would go with her to her place. And this was super risky, especially with a friend being along, but he really wanted Jill. So at this point, he's nearing berserker mode, where he's ruled by his passion and bloodlust rather than his intelligence and wits.
Yep.
And, although he has done some pretty dumb things leading up to it, he wasn't, But then again, Israel Keyes was picture perfect until his last one.
Yeah. So. And that's the thing with a lot of these guys is I think the reason they can go for as long as they do is because of terrible police work, not because they're secret geniuses.
Right.
Because how many opportunities did they have to feed this guy to a pack of wild dogs behind a jail cell somewhere?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but somebody like Keyes, he was all over the place and he was really good at covering his tracks.
Right. He was very smart, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. But in Jill's apartment, she was found nude with her torso propped up with the pillows with her legs open facing the door. And if you ask me, Danny Rowling took a lot of inspiration from Rodney Alcala.
I could see that. Because he was about a decade later?
Yeah, he was in either the late 80s or early 90s, I think.
Okay.
But he took it further than Alcala did, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, he was pretty awful.
But on June 20th, 1979, at Huntington Beach, California, 12-year-old Robin Samso was at the beach with a friend, and it was common back then for people to let their kids run the street and beach, etc. That didn't really change until the 90s.
Yep.
But Alcala approached them with his camera, asking if they would model for him. They were reluctant at first, but he convinced them
children.
Yeah. But he convinced them that he was a professional photographer, and he wanted to enter their photos into the contest, and if they won, they'd get more. They'd get more money. And Alcala would share it from his cut. I'll share it with you if I win.
Ugh.
They agreed, and he began taking their pictures and telling them how to pose. But a woman who knew the girls walked up. Alcala turned his face away, and he took off, but he didn't go far. Robin had a 4 o'clock dance class that she had to get to, and her friend suggested that Robin take her bike to class. So Robin agreed and took the bike and rode off. Later that evening, the ballet studio called Robin's home saying that she had never showed up for her class, and Robin's parents immediately called the police. An investigation began immediately, so hats off to the Huntington Beach Police Department for taking this seriously. They found the woman.
Somebody's taking it seriously.
They found the woman who had seen Alcala with the girls. Robin's friend met with a sketch artist, and she gave a very accurate description of Alcala. And you can find that online and just search for images of him, and you'll find it. It's him. One of the best composite sketches I've ever seen. and it came from a 13-year-old girl.
That's pretty good.
Yep. A parole officer called the Huntington Beach Police Department saying that the sketch looked a lot like a former parolee of his. Take a guess who?
Yeah.
Richard Ramirez. No. It was Rodney Alcala.
I mean, they do kind of like...
They do resemble each other, kind of.
Yeah, they have a similarity to them. Not in the teeth. Definitely not in the teeth.
Definitely not in the teeth. And definitely, yeah. But a parole officer called the Huntington Beach Police. I already said that. In a stroke of irony, the lead investigator on the initial search for Robin went home for the day and turned on the TV, and guess what was on?
The fucking dating game.
Yep, and Bachelor number 1, Mr. Banana Man himself, Rodney Alcala.
And he went, wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Mr. Banana, what do you think about the episode graphic that I made for this one?
I like that. That's funny as hell.
So they called the police and told them what he had seen. The FBI then called Chuck Barris Productions, who owned the dating game, and they wanted everything that they had on Alcala. The info helped ID him. And Robin's friend ID'd Alcala from the TV episode as well as a photo lineup. So,
yeah. I mean, when you've got, 15 minutes of footage of the guy,
yeah,
pretty easy,
especially close up.
Match all that up.
Close up, kind of like your face right now in this video feed. Better not become a serial killer, man. If they do, if they do, you're gonna have to lose the mustache and the beard.
I don't have the motivation or the gumption to do that. Like, I have a hard enough time getting myself out of bed and going to work on a daily basis. I don't want to hunt people.
Right. And if you did, you'd want to be in collections.
Womp, womp, womp.
So they tracked him down. I still don't have that sound effect uploaded. I forgot about it. Oh, well. But they tracked him down at his mother's house in Monterey and they put around-the-clock surveillance on the house. They just watched him try to learn his routine while covering every bit of his background. All of the California incidents came to light. Robin's friend's bike had been located. It had been he had dropped it off at a bike shop.
What the hell? Why? Like,
I don't know. If you're gonna take it to any type of a store, take it to a damn pawn shop.
Yeah. Leave it behind a dumpster somewhere.
Yeah, that.
A
bike shop? I wonder if he sold it to the bike shop.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, he probably did. I mean, he hadn't had an award-winning photograph yet.
Yeah, right.
He hadn't had one of them in a while. But all of this was circumstantial evidence in regards to Robin's kidnapping. July 2nd, 1979, Robin's body was found in the Sierra Madre Mountains. Animals had done what animals do, and there was decomp, and the only way they were going to be able to ID the body was through dental records. July 24th, 1979, police, they paid Alcala's mom a visit. They went there to arrest her baby boy for the murder of Robin Samso.
He would never.
He would nah. Not my boy.
Not my Rodney.
Not my Rodney.
He would never.
No. Could somebody that took a beautiful portrait like this? Oh wait, that can't be his.
Not my
Rodney.
son.
Why are you looking at this gross pornography?
Not my son that I had to bail out for attempted murder and rape.
He didn't do that.
He would never lay a finger on a woman.
He's still a virgin. He's never laid his finger on a woman. Oh, man.
I was going to say or in, but, it might not be appropriate.
Well, whatever. This is delusional enabler mom we're talking about here.
Yeah, that's true.
But so Alcala was there, and they knew that he was, because obviously they'd been watching him. He was arrested and taken to Huntington Beach Police Department for an interview where he adamantly claimed that he was innocent. He was playing the victim for being wrongfully arrested and wrongfully convicted in the past.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not my fault. I didn't do it.
It wasn't me.
Such a turd.
The Shaggy defense. But when police searched the house, they found all kinds of pictures, including photos of kids, some clothed, some not. But there was nothing that linked him to Robin Samsoe. But the search turned up a receipt for a storage unit in Alcala's name in Seattle. They weren't looking for the receipt, so it wasn't on the warrant, but this is good stuff. An officer wrote down all of the information on the receipt and took that.
Okay.
So that's good enough, right? You got everything you need.
Yeah, why not?
Alcala's sister was at the police department, and he asked if he could talk to her. They allowed them to talk, and of course they were listening. But Alcala actually said to her, "At least they don't know about my storage unit."
Oh, may as well have just gone, "At least they don't know that I killed a bunch of women."
Right. The storage unit was rented 2 days after Robin's disappearance. The detectives flew up to Seattle immediately. They got a warrant. They did the search, and along with Seattle detectives who were helping them, they found many rolls of undeveloped film and many photos of potential victims. There are over 1,000 photos of young girls and boys in sexual poses. They found a pouch with jewelry in it, earrings to be specific, and it was then learned that the jewelry were, there was trophies. So he was keeping more than just the pictures and everything.
Right.
He was taking trophies. They took them as well. They took everything as well to Alcala to present to him, hoping to trip him up about a victim. One of the earrings belonged to Robin Samsoe's mother. Robin had borrowed them from her on the day that she disappeared. And that was what I was talking about, put a knife in it earlier, and I thought, well, maybe not. I might be getting ahead of myself. Yeah, I was wrong knife.
We put the wrong knife in it.
We put the wrong knife in it. I don't know why I haven't utilized this.
Oh, I mean, if we want to do that, I don't know if it's cool or not on here, but I could just be like, knives, cute.
Now that's not a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a long-range cordless hole puncher.
No, but I've thought about setting something up next to me that I could take this knife with and stab with it. But, well, I mean, I don't drink anymore, so it's not like I'm going to accidentally miss and stab myself in the leg.
Right. Which would suck. I mean,
it would make for good video, though.
Think this might be my last episode. Just fucking pass out.
February 1980, Alcala was put on trial for Robin's murder. It was a full house, and among the attendees were Alcala's mother, and she had rosary beads.
Of course.
The other was Robin's mother, who had actually smuggled a gun into the courtroom in her purse.
Yes.
She was going to gun him down, but she didn't because she felt Robin wouldn't have wanted her to do this.
Mom's got rosary beads. Mom's got brass knuckles,
And April 30th, 1980, the jury came back with a decision. He was guilty and sentenced to death.
Oh. puts the sunglasses on.
Alcala was convinced that his death sentence was overturned, and he was still playing the arrogant victim card. His attorney asked if Alcala would ever be put to death, and he said on camera, "Not if I have anything to do with it." Alcala was taken to San Quentin, to the death row at San Quentin, but in 1984, the California Supreme Court overturned the conviction because the judge supposedly shouldn't have been allowed to hear about his previous convictions.
So you're not allowed to use the fact that there is literally a pattern of violent behavior in this person's life to go, yeah, that makes sense. Let's kill this thing.
Yeah. So it seems to me
a dog bites somebody once and they shoot it.
Right. It seems to me the earnings and the evidence in the storage unit in Seattle would be pretty damning, but a defense attorney would accuse Robin's mother of lying about them being her earrings. So we did a premature there.
Yeah.
So the case was retried in front of a new jury, and he was once again found guilty and sentenced to death. But once again, we're premature yelling.
God, I hate this human being, Bill.
I do too.
I hate him so much.
So, 23 years later, after many appeals, it was overturned a second time. So, what do you think the reason was this time for the overturning? Take a guess.
I want to say some kind of like advocacy group against like.
No, it was a technicality. It was a technicality.
Oh, great.
They said that Alcala should have been allowed to present his evidence.
What evidence?
Exactly. What evidence?
That's what he has a defense attorney for. That's what they are
to present
supposed to
evidence.
Do.
Yes. Now, Robin Samso trial, take 3, but this time the prosecution had a new ally, a little-known witness named DNA.
Yeah, DNA has entered the chat.
Yeah, both California and New York were looking into cold cases from the 70s. In New York, they were going through the cases of Cornelia Crilly and Ellen Hover. The name John Berger kept coming up, and including when the girls recognized him at the summer camp. They easily linked him to Alcala because internet.
Yeah.
Remember the fingerprint on Crilly's letter?
Yes.
Guess who it was instantly matched to?
Oh, probably this John Berger fella.
You got it. Also, the bite mark on her breast. They visited Alcala in prison, and they took a bite impression from Alcala, and a dentist matched it to the bite mark that was on Crilly, just like old Ched from the West Coast himself.
So
they did the same thing. They did the same thing to Ted Bundy.
The good news is the fingerprint came from John Berger, not Rodney Alcala.
Right. They're not the same.
The bite marks came from Alcala, but not Berger. So he's fine. He's clear. No wrongdoing on either one of them.
Right. Well, anyway, I have a word from a sponsor.
Double knockout.
I have a word from a sponsor. This is Budney and Alcala, attorney at law.
Have you ever been accused of a crime you didn't commit?
Like burglary, fraud, or even rape or
murder? Have no fear, because we're the best.
We're Bundy and Alcala's damn good law firm. That's right. We'll get to the bottom of it anytime, day or night. And nighttime is the best time.
It's easy. All you have to do is tell the jury they're wrong. Nobody is totally innocent.
We understand that a harsh accusation needs a harsh defense.
And we're the most cold-hearted sons of bitches you'll ever meet. In a courtroom,
you need representation that will make the prosecution think that you hired a monster, worse than a rabid pit bull.
Don't represent yourself.
Why?
Because you can hire us. We're Bundy and Alcala's damn good law firm. Plead not guilty now.
And call us at 545-5968. Or to make it easier, KILLYOU.
If you're gonna do something, you do it right. Not guilty guaranteed.
The guarantee of not guilty only applies if the jury finds you not guilty. Bundy and Alcala's damn good law firm is not responsible for any incarceration as a result of a client's guilt. Payment due up front and in full prior to the first day of a client's trial. Any guilty verdict will be compensated with a free photo shoot done by attorney Alcala himself.
That was fucking incredible. The only thing that could have made it better is if if we can't find you, if we can't get them to find you innocent, we will guarantee you steak, eggs, and coffee for your last meal. It's like Ted Bundy's.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Oh my god!
I think it was like 2:00 in the morning when I put that together.
Still, that's awesome. That was fucking amazing. It was so good.
Oh god, I haven't covered Bundy yet.
I mean, honestly, like, he's one of those guys where, like, if I was doing true crime, I'd be like, I don't know if I have to. Everybody else has.
Yeah.
Like,
I will at some point.
You know.
I mean, I've always said that Jeffrey Dahmer would be episode 500. So
you got a minute to go there.
Yeah. So I haven't done an actual commercial like that in a long time.
That was good. That was good.
With Ellen Hover, all the evidence they had was the Berger name on the calendar. But with DNA, Alcala was attached to murders. All four of them had Alcala's semen in them when they died. Georgia Wixted, Jill Barcombe, Charlotte Lamb, and with serology blood, Jill Partnow, the serology deals with toxin and immunity in blood.
Okay.
I'm not sure how that tied her to Alcala, but it did, so I'm good. Yeah,
got to be some kind of like genetic marker or something that matched up with him.
But I looked on about 10 different sites looking for an explanation, but I couldn't find one. But it worked, so
Fair.
I'm good.
Yeah, and it's not you put in the legwork, so you can't say you didn't try.
Right, I did try. Alcala was tried for all four of those, and Robin Samko all at the same time. January 11th, 2010, Rodney Alcala did us all a favor and represented himself in trial for the 5 murders with DNA as the star witness against them.
Whoops.
Rodney Alcala was a lot of things, but one thing he wasn't was DNA savvy.
No.
Ben Franklin said, a man who represents himself in a court has a fool for a client, and Rodney Alcala was just the latest in hundreds who have proved that statement to be correct. And yes, you said that because Rodney represented himself. He acted as his own attorney in trial. For 5 hours, he interrogated himself on the witness stand, asking questions to Mr. Alcala in a deep voice and answering them in his normal voice. Mr. Alcala, do you think the defendant is guilty? No, sir, my client is not. So, would this be like 4th person now?
What a fucking dork.
But yeah, you had said that in part 1, and I said, no, I didn't think so. But yeah, I was wrong. But like I said, I wrote these notes in September.
And I was like,
for continuity's sake, we're in February. So
yes. Yeah. And I was kind of like, I don't remember, like, maybe it was somebody different, but I remember somebody doing that. And for some reason, he was just ringing a bell.
Yeah. So he was fighting DNA with semantics and conspiracy theory.
And funny voices.
He just hammered the Samso case and ignored the other, and it was because there was no DNA there. But it didn't matter. He was done. February 25th, 2010, after a day and a half of deliberation, the jury reached a verdict: guilty on all charges, first-degree murder, 5 times. And with that, the death sentence.
Yay! That's what I like to hear.
No.
Yeah, I know. I know.
California doesn't kill people. He had one
He
last...
should have done it in Texas.
Right? Yeah.
They'd have fucking strangled him in the parking lot that day.
Well, you notice he stayed away from Florida.
Yeah, that's true.
Florida, where serial killers go to die.
Yeah. They'd have taken him out back and just beat him with a wooden mallet.
But he had one last trick up his sleeve. New York was about to try him for the murders of Cornelia Carrilli and Ellen Hover. He pled guilty before the trial even started, and he got 25 to life for both murders.
Yeah, because New York doesn't have the death sentence.
Right.
Yep.
By doing that, he escaped the death penalty, and he would rot in prison. But that plea, the plea took the death penalty off the table in New York, and since California doesn't kill people, even though they have the death penalty, he won in that regard. Although it is a microscopic victory, though.
So, because I think the way that works is like they would have to take the death penalty off because he has to serve his time in California, then go to a sentence in New York, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he would
he
have to be alive. But California doesn't kill people anyway.
I think the last one they killed was Tukey Williams, who was a gang leader.
Yeah, and that was when? The 90s? ADD
Boy.
break?
Yeah, let's ADD break on
All right.
that. Hold on. I can find that here right quickly. Tukey Williams. You punch in Tukey, and he's the first one that comes up. They killed him in 2005.
Oh, wow.
But he had been on death row for like, I want to say like 30 years.
Oh, damn.
Let's see what Wikipedia got to say here super quick. Like, murder convictions. Yeah, because he did some wild stuff. He like killed robbed a bunch of gas stations and ended up killing like 4 people with a shotgun between 2 stores.
Oh, damn.
Because he was all cracked out.
So Preacher
So
would
he was convicted in 1981. So he was on death row for like 20 years.
Yeah, so Preacher wouldn't
But
have liked
because
him.
he was convicted when they still had it,
Preacher
they could carry it out.
Preacher wouldn't have liked him. Clarence Heatley?
No, wouldn't have been a fan, I don't think.
That episode got so much play. That episode is one of my top ones on YouTube.
No shit.
Lots of people found that one. There was this guy who got in touch with me who he had done time with Preacher, and just basically sent me, it was like, man, that was a really bad dude. I'm like, you want to come on and talk about it? And he never got back to me. But hey, if you're listening, the offer's still on the table.
So the thing with Tukey Williams is like there were so many people that tried to get his death sentence removed because, well, he was in prison. He did a bunch of stuff to like help reform other criminals and all this other stuff. Like, yeah, he changed, but he still killed an entire family with a shotgun in a gas station. So, does that really... You weigh one against the other. Does it wash? No.
No.
But
California PD erased what the hell? Add another billism. Erased. California released the photos of unknown women, hoping to identify more victims of cold cases, but cold cases that were cold due to lack of evidence. In 2016, DNA solved the cold case of the 1977 murder of Christine Thornton. This case came from the photos that were released. Alcala is the suspect in cases in other states as well, not just California and New York. It's believed that he killed more than 100 women in multiple states, but the only way that he would be tried for any of those is if DNA ties him to a case, and all it would do would be to bring closure for the families, because there's nothing we could do. But there is a silver lining to that. it would be a good thing, but the banana burger killer man, Rodney Alcala, died in the California State Prison in Corcoran.
Oh yeah, Corcoran,
California, July 4th, July 24th of 2021.
I thought you said it had a happy ending. I mean, he died. That's not very happy.
I'm happy.
So am I. Yeah, because we were talking in part one. We're both pretty confident he probably killed at least one or two in New Hampshire, right?
Probably while he was there. While he was at that campground.
Yeah, because he was at Lake Sunapee, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
which
I mean, he was just, I mean, the research that I found, it didn't say anything about him going to visit his brother, but you got to think that he probably did at some point. So he probably killed people in Virginia too.
Or because when he did his little cross country trip, I'm assuming he didn't fly. He probably drove, right?
Didn't say.
So, because if he drove, then holy crap, he could have hit one in every state.
Yeah, he could
there and then back.
He and Israel Keys.
Yep.
So.
Or any number of like the truck driver murderers.
Yeah, but you think about all those pictures of women that can't be identified and everything. There's a reason. Yep. There's probably a reason why they can't be identified.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm going to say about that. Because I would like to think that they are just living happily ever after somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not.
So it's 8 confirmed, with 100 plus possible.
Yeah.
The that movie, it's on Netflix. It came out in 2023. Woman of the Hour. It starred Anna Kendrick as Cheryl Bradshaw, and Danny Zavado as Alcala. Although the guy they got to play Alcala looks nothing like they could not have gotten anybody that looked. The only way that they could have gotten somebody that looked less like Rodney Alcala would be if they had used a black man or an Asian man.
Well, I mean, it's because he's not important to the story. It's about her.
This is true. But although he looks like he could play a young Meatloaf.
That's fantastic.
Or there was somebody else that when I watched it, I thought that he could have been that he could play, but I can't. It's escaping me right now. But there's also a TV movie made in 2017 called The Dating Game Killer, which focuses on Alcala's life. So I didn't get to watch that one. After watching Woman at the Hour, I'm just like, you know what? I'm done consuming stuff about this chucklehead. So, yeah. But anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. We appreciate the hell out of it. Please subscribe, follow the YouTube page, comment, or whatever. Follow us on whatever streaming platform you use, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, or whatever.
YouTube.
Do the same thing for History Goon. And be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and comment. It really does help us grow the show. And but what helps the worst. God damn it. What helps the most? Oh, I'm tired. What helps the most is word of mouth. And we have more 5-star ratings than not. But only the people that hate us seem to be the ones commenting. So we need good comments. Yes. So if you like us, tell a friend. If you hate us, tell an enemy. And until next week, later.
Okay, love you. Bye.
to see.